In this session, we are discussing insect taxonomy and classification. See, what do you mean by taxon? Taxon is the group of organisms of either same species or several different species. Taxon, it is a group of organisms of either same or several different species. See here, this is the taxon of Aphids dorsata. Taxon of Aphids dorsata contain all the similar organisms, that is Aphids dorsata. And this is the taxon of Aphids dorsata, Aphids mellifera, Aphids serena indica, bumblebee, wasp, several other insects, arthropods, and animals. So this taxon contains so many organisms which belong to the various species. Therefore, taxon, it is a group of organisms of either same species or several different species. Then what is taxonomic category? See here, the taxon of Aphids dorsata is orally represented as a species. See here, the taxon of Aphids dorsata, Aphids mellifera, bumblebee, wasp, several other insects, arthropods, and animals. All these are orally represented as kingdom Animalia. That is, oral representation of organism of a taxon into a simple unit. Oral representation of organism of a taxon into a simple unit is known as taxonomic category. Here taxonomic category is species. Here taxonomic category is kingdom. Taxon and category are almost all same but differ little. That is, taxon, it is a real term, deals with individual object. See here, taxon of Aphids dorsata, taxon of Aphids mellifera, Aphids serena indica, bumblebee, wasp, arthropods, so many things are there. But category is an abstract term. It deals with the oral objects. When we say kingdom Animalia, it is an abstract term. It includes all the organisms which contain the characteristics of the animals. Next, taxonomic hierarchy. The taxonomic hierarchy mean what? See here. The method of arranging various categories or taxon in a chain. So this is one taxon, this is another taxon, this is another taxon. The method of arranging various taxon or categories in a chain, either from increasing or decreasing order, either from increasing or decreasing order, from species to kingdom or vice versa, is known as taxonomic hierarchy. The method of arranging various categories or taxon in a chain, either in increasing or decreasing order, from species to kingdom or kingdom to species is known as taxonomic hierarchy. Taxonomic hierarchy consisting of 7 obligate categories such as kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. See here, what is taxonomy? Taxis mean arrangement or ordering. Nomos means study. Study of arrangement is the taxonomy. Study of classification of organism based on scientific rules and principle is the taxonomy. Or otherwise, taxonomy is the science of identification, characterization, nomenclature, and classification of the organism. Taxonomy is equal to identification, characterization, naming, and classification. See the sequence in taxonomy. First identification is there, next characterization is there, next nomenclature is there, next classification is there. Then what is classification? Classification is the process of arranging organism into different groups based on their similarities and differences. Classification is the process of arranging organism into different groups such as in kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Based on their similarities and differences is the classification. Classification is a part of taxonomy, whereas taxonomy is a complete science. See here a very easy example for understanding taxonomy and classification. Suppose you observe an insect. First identification will be there. Recognizing it has a beetle, that is dung roller. This is identification. Next characterization will be there. Studying and describing its characters such as hard forewings, chewing mouthparts, and strong legs. This is the description. Next, nomenclature is there, giving the scientific name, that is Carabias sacer. Next, classification is there, it's placing it under order Coleoptera, family Scarabidae. All these steps together known as taxonomy. Identification, the science of identification, characterization, nomenclature, and classification is commonly known as taxonomy. Only arranging the organism into the category, placing in kingdom, phylum, order, class, a family, genus, and species. Such arrangement is known as classification. See the type of taxonomy: alpha taxonomy, beta taxonomy, and gamma taxonomy. Alpha taxonomy is the basic level of taxonomy which deals with the identification, description, and naming of the organism. See example, recognizing an insect as dung roller beetle, studying its characters such as hard forewings, strong legs, chewing mouthparts, and giving the scientific name Scarabius sacer. He is come under alpha taxonomy. Alpha taxonomy mainly concerned with discovery and naming of the species. Species are discovered and then named. This is the role of alpha taxonomy. Then beta taxonomy. Beta taxonomy is the middle level of the taxonomy. It deals with the classification and grouping of species into the category. See, dung roller beetle. Placing dung roller beetle into different taxonomic group is the role of beta taxonomy. See, dung roller is placed in kingdom Animalia, phylum Arthropoda, class Insecta, order Coleoptera, family Scarabidae, genus Scarabaeus, species Scarabaeus sacer. In that way, beta taxonomy is mainly concerned with grouping of organisms based on their similarities. Next, gamma taxonomy. Gamma taxonomy is the advanced level of the taxonomy that studies DNA, gene, and molecular characters of the organism to determine the phylogeny or evolutionary relationship among organisms. Gamma taxonomy is the advanced level of the taxonomy that studies DNA, genes, and molecular characters to determine phylogeny or evolutionary relationship among organisms. Then what is phylogeny? Phylogeny is the gamma taxonomy study-based evolutionary history and relationship among organisms. Phylogeny is the gamma taxonomy study-based evolutionary history and relationship among organisms. It shows who evolved from whom, what is the common ancestor, and what are the closely related species. All these things are shown by phylogeny. So phylogeny is the gamma taxonomy study-based evolutionary history and relationship among organisms. It shows who evolved from whom, what are the common ancestor and closely related species. See in this image, gamma taxonomy is the advanced level of the taxonomy that studies DNA, genes, and molecular character to find out the phylogeny or evolutionary relationship among organisms. Gamma taxonomy, it involves studying DNA and RNA, study of genes and proteins, study of molecular characters, comparing DNA sequences and genes of different organisms, help in understanding evolutionary relationship, that is phylogeny. Results of gamma taxonomy. The results obtained from gamma taxonomy studies such as who evolved from whom, which is the common ancestor, what are the closely related species, are called phylogeny. The results of gamma taxonomy is known as phylogeny. In that way, gamma taxonomy helps in understanding the phylogeny, that is evolutionary history of organism. Then what is the need of gamma taxonomy? Gamma taxonomy is needed because external characters alone may not reveal true differences among organisms. By studying their DNA, gene, and molecular characters, it helps identification of hidden species and understand evolutionary relationship and common ancestor. That's why gamma taxonomy is needed for identification of hidden species. See here, phylogenetic tree of dung roller beetle. So this is the common ancestor. and these are the descendants. These are closely related one, and these are less closely related one. All these things are possible by means of gamma taxonomy only. Why? Because gamma taxonomy studies DNA's molecular characters and help in building this phylogenetic tree. Insect taxonomy and classification. See example of taxonomic hierarchy in honeybee. So honeybees are belong to the kingdom Animalia, phylum Arthropoda, class Insecta, order Hymenoptera, family Epidae, genus Apis, and species Apis indica or Apis mellifera. Then what is species? Species Apis serena. Species is the main group of similar honeybees. Then what is subspecies? Regional varieties within the species is known as subspecies. Then what is biological species concept? A rule used to define species is the biological concept. We will see in detail now here. Species Apis serena. All honeybees under Apis serena look similar, behave similarly, can mate with each other, produce fertile offspring, so all these bees together form one species. So simple definition: a species is a group of similar organisms that naturally interbreed and produce fertile offspring. Next, see about subspecies. Now imagine Apis serena honeybee are found in India, China, Thailand. Because they live in different geographical regions, small difference may develop in their body size, color, and behavior. These regional varieties are known as subspecies or races. See here simple definition. A subspecies is a geographic variety or race within a species showing small regional differences in them. See example, Indian race, Chinese race, but all still belong to the same species, Apis serena. Then, what is biological species concept? Now the question is, how do scientists know these bees belong to the same species? The answer for this is, if they naturally mate and produce fertile offspring, then they belong to the same species. This rule is known as biological species concept. Biological species concept. According to the biological species concept, organisms belong to the same species. Organisms are belong to the same species if they naturally interbreed and produce fertile offspring. If they are not naturally interbreeding and producing fertile offspring, then it's not come under species concept. If they naturally interbreed and produce fertile offspring, then they come under the concept biological species concept. According to biological species concept, Organisms belong to the same species if they naturally interbreed and produces fertile offsprings. See the function of species. Function of the species are the main role or activities performed by the species in nature. Main roles or activities performed by a species in the nature is a function of the species. What the function species perform? They perform reproductive function, ecological function, and genetic function. Reproductive function mean what? Individuals of the same species recognize each other as mate and reproduce naturally and produce fertile offspring. Ecological function. Members of a species live together in the same habitat and interact with other organisms in the environment. For example, honeybees pollinate flowers and help plants to reproduce. Then, what is genetic function? A species transforms gene from parent to the offspring and maintain a common gene pool. See example in honeybee. Honeybee parents pass hereditary character to their young ones. So these all are the function of the species. The functions includes reproductive function, ecological function, and genetic function. These are the main roles and activities performed by a species in the nature. Next, nomenclature. A name is essential for identifying any organism. Organisms are generally named in two ways, that is, by common names, and another way is the scientific name, by giving common name or otherwise giving scientific name. Then what is common name? Common names are local name used in different regions. Common names are local names used in different regions, but this common name have so many limitations. See the limitation of the common names: lack of uniformity, not available for all organisms, same name for different insects, homonym and synonym. All these are the limitations associated with the common name. What is the lack of uniformity? Common names are not uniform, are not same everywhere. Some insect can have different name in different places. See for example, cicadas is sometimes called locust in some regions. So this is a wrong or old usage. But normally locust means swarming grasshopper. We are calling cicadas as locust in some regions. So this is the lack of uniformity in various regions. That is one of the limitation of the common name. Then not common name is not available for all organisms. Every insect does not have its own common name. See for example, squash bugs have no separate name for each species. All are just we are calling them as squash bug, even though so many species of squash bugs are there. Due to the non-availability of the common name, we are calling all that bug as a squash bugs. So common names are not available for all the organisms. This is another limitation of the common name. Next, same name for different insects. One common name is used for different insects. See, we are using flies for true flies, dragonflies, and mayflies. So this is also leads to the problem for the identification of insects. So this is another limitation. Then homonym, same common name is used for different species. See, we are using bollworm to many different cotton pest species such as pink bollworm, American bollworm, then after tobacco leaf feeding bollworm. So all these common names are applied to the so many bollworms. This is also the one of the limitation of the common name. Synonym, different or so many common names are used for the same insect. That is, we are using gram pod borer, American bollworm, or tomato food borer to the Helicoverpa armizera. So this is also not good for identification of insects. So these are the limitation of the limitations associated with the common name. What are the limitations associated with the common name? Mean lack of uniformity, not availability for all organism, same name for different insect, homonym and synonyms. All these are the problems associated with the common name. Come to the scientific name. Scientific name is based on binomial nomenclature or sometimes phenomenal nomenclature when subspecies are included. Binomial nomenclature use or scientific name use two words, that is first word is a genus name and second word is the species name. Trivial name may include subspecies name. See example, headlouse, pediculus is the genus name, humanus is the species name, capitis is the subspecies name. For body louse, pediculus, humanus, corporis. A rule for scientific naming. Genus name must be start with capital letter. See here, capital letter is there. Species and subspecies name start with small letter. Small letters are there here. Name must be Latinized. See here, Helicoverpa armizera and Apis mellifera. These are the Latinized scientific name, not everyday English words. Written in italics or underlined separately. The scientific name must be written in italic or underlined separately. Author name is written after species name. See here, Helicoverpa armizera. After that, author name is written as Hubener. If reclassified, author name is kept in the bracket. See here, species was moved to the different genus later. Original describer name is kept in the bracket. Actually, see here, Zitona distigma in bracket, Amigon is written. It's mean it's reclassified. But even the credit is goes to the first author. That's why we are keeping this author at the last, that too in bracket. So what are the advantages associated with the scientific name? These are universal and internationally accepted, accurate and standardized, governed or controlled by International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. Next, identification. Not all insects are identified yet. Around 25% remain undescribed. At the same time, new races of noun species also require identification. See the importance of identification. Help to understand insect biology, that is life, habits and behavior. It is essential for pest control and crop production. Help in correct scientific classification and study. So what are the methods of identification? See the various methods, that is expert identification, comparing with a museum collection, using photographs and illustration, and using taxonomic keys. See here in detail methods of identification. Expert identification. An insect is identified by a trained scientist, entomologist, or taxonomist who studies its body features. This expert have deep knowledge, can correctly identify difficult or new species. Comparing museum collection. This is another method of identification. New insect is compared with already identified preserved insect specimen which are there in the museum. It helps in confirming identity, save time because the reference specimens are already available in the museum. Using photographs and illustration, this is another method of identification. Insect is matched with clear image drawings or identification guide. It is the easy visual comparison useful when specimen is damaged or small. Fourth one method of identification is the using taxonomic keys. Identification is done by following a step-by-step question system. This is like choice like a winged or wingless, small or large. So identification by following step-by-step question system is known as taxonomic key system of identification. It gives accurate identification, systematic and scientific method, and reduces confusion between similar insects. See here in detail about taxonomic key. What is a taxonomic key? Taxonomic key is a step-by-step question tool used to identify an insect. It works like a decision pathway. You answer simple question, each answer take you to the next step. Finally, you reach the insect name. See here insects with wing or without wing. Two options is given here. With wings, exopteroid or endopteroid. Another two options is given like that. This taxonomic key useful for identification and correct detection of the insect. See various type of taxonomic key. That is monothetic key. It uses single character for identification of the insect. Identification is based on only one character. It asks only one question. See for example, wings are present or not. If wings are present, this is insect group. If not, that is the other group. See the problem associated with the monothetic key. If the body part is missing, we can't identify it. Even though it is insect, here body part is missing, we are unable to identify in case of monothetic key. Why? Because it is using single characters. So this is the problem associated with the monothetic key. C. Dichotomous key, most important one. Each step gives two choice, either or. See here example, wing present or absent. In step 2, if present, 2 wings are there or 4 wings are there. In step 3, body is small or large. In that way, it provides two choice. That's why this is the most commonly used key for the identification of the insect. The most widely used method in the biology It is easy to use, accurate one, and systematic. See here, dichotomous key for insect. Insect, they are large wings are there, or small or no wings are there. If the small or no wings, a very long rear leg is there, short rear leg is there. Everywhere two options will be there, and it is help in accurate identification of the insect by the end of the choice. Next, polythetic key. This is the most advanced key for the identification of the insect. Here, many characters together at the same time used for the identification of the insect. Example character used: wings, antenna, body shape, color, legs. More complete identification will be given by these keys, very accurate and best for real scientific work. Next, classification of insects. Insects are the six-legged flying arthropods. Come under phylum Arthropoda and class Insecta. The widely accepted classification of the insect was proposed by the eminent insect taxonomist A.D. Ims. The class Insecta has two subclasses, that is Aterygota and Pterygota. Under Aterygota, four orders are there. Under Pterygota, 25 orders are there. Totally, according to ADMs, 29 orders are there under class Insecta. Aterygota mean they are primarily wingless insects evolved from wingless ancestor. Pterygota mean winged or secondarily wingless insects. This evolved from the winged ancestors. Example for Aterygota is silverfish, springtail, Procera, and Diplora. Here in Pterygota example is fleas, headlouse, bedbug, dragonfly, damselfly. Here metamorphosis is totally absent or very slight. Here metamorphosis is present. In Aterygota, mandibular articulation in head is monocondylic, that is single, but here it is dicondylic. Pleural sulcus in thorax is absent but present. In Aterygota, pregenital abdominal appendages are present, but these are absent. About pregenital abdominal appendages, we have already discussed in another chapter, that is abdominal appendages in insects. The subclass Aterygota has four orders. Thysanura, example silverfish, fringed tail insects. Columbola, example springtail or snowflakes. Procura, example is Procura or Telson tail. Diplura, example is Diplura or Japygids. Next, Exopterygota. Under Exopterygota, 16 orders are there. They are Ephemeroptera, example mayfly, Odonata, dragonfly and damselfly, Plecoptera, stonefly, Grillo blackcardia, rock crawlers, Orthoptera, grasshopper, locust, cricket and mole cricket, Phasmida order, stick insect, leaf insect, Dermaptera order, airwig, Embioptera order, web spinner or embed, Dictyoptera order, cockroach, and praying mantid. Isoptera order termite. Zoroptera order Zoropterans. Next, Socoptera order. Example: book lice, Malophaga bird lice, Siphunculata head and body louse, Hemiptera bugs, Thysonoptera thrips. See here, this order 1 and 2, Ephemeroptera and Odonata, grouped under Paleopteran order or Paleoptera. Paleoptera mean old winged insect. Paleoptera include only two living insect order, that is Odonata and Ephemeroptera. This insect cannot fold their wings over their abdomen. Wing folding mechanism is absent in Ephemeroptera and Odonata. That's why they are placed under group Paleoptera. Next, Neopteran. మేడం కాల్ చేస్తాను మీకు. వస్తా. ఓకే. Next, Neoptera. Neoptera, see here, new winged insects. All other winged insects other than Ephemeroptera and Odonata. Other than Ephemeroptera and Odonata, all are Neoptera. They possess a wing folding mechanism in them, allowing wings to be folded back over the abdomen when they are in rest. The Endopterygote order also come under Neoptera. Why? Because they have wing folding mechanism in them. Then what do you mean by Orthopteroid order? 3 to 11. These orders, 3 to 11 orders, these orders are Orthopteroid order, possess receiving mouthparts and sarsa in them. Then what is Hemipteroid order? These 12 to 16 orders are Hemipteroid orders. They have sucking mouthpart in them. Next, Endopterygota order. Endopterygota order include Neuroptera, example Antlion, Aphidlion, oval flies, mantis fruit fly, Macoptera, scorpion fly, Lepidoptera, butterfly and moth, Trichoptera, caddis fly, Diptera, true fly, Siphonoptera, fleas, Hymenoptera, bees, wasp, ants, Coleoptera, beetles and weevils, Strepsiptera, stylopetes. 1 to 6 orders are Panorpoid order. Panorpoid mean insect that undergoes complete metamorphosis. This also undergoes complete metamorphosis. All this also come under Panorpoid complex. Then what is systematic? Systematic is a broader than taxonomy. Taxonomy include naming and classification, but systematics is the combination of taxonomy, evaluation, variation and speciation. Systematic is equal to taxonomy plus phylogeny. Systematic is the science of classification of organisms based on their evolutionary relationship, including study of diversity, variation, and speciation. It considers for classification taxonomy, evaluation, variation within the species, and speciation, how new species are formed. See example idea in birds and butterfly, the classification is highly advanced. It reached to the it reached to the systematic level. But in many other groups, work is still mostly at taxonomy level only. Just naming and classification will be there. Next most important concept. In zoological taxonomy, different rank have standard suffix ending. See here common taxonomic endings. Superfamily ends with oidea, apoidea. Apoidea, oidea is the suffix ending in superfamily. Family ends with ide, ide, apidae. Honeybee family, apidae end with ide. Subfamily end with ine, apine. Tribe end with ini, example apini. In that way, zoological taxonomy, different rank have standard suffix ending. Superfamily end with oidea, family idea, subfamily ine, and tribe ine. Thank you. Thank you all.